and his demeanor as a leader on the team. And so we're very, very pleased. We're only a handful of practices in. It's too much time, too long to tell. But we're pleased at the direction that those guys are showing in their leadership and their performance on the field.
To follow up real quick, how much more beneficial is it for you to be able to have this time with them now, considering last year you weren't able to have that spring, and how much more does that help going into the fall?
Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of time right now just because it's so valuable, not having a spring football. Even, when you look at the season with, so many guys that have played, even young guys like Cade, and I think we ended up playing 8 freshmen, but we only played 6 games. So it wasn't like they played a very long season as far as getting game reps. And that's the thing about, quarterbacks is you never really know about a quarterback until you see them in a game-like situation. And so being able to have this time now where we can create those game-like scenarios, whether it's good on good or move the ball periods, or, just practicing in the stadium the other day, I think it's valuable. It's valuable to our team. We're a pretty young team still. We've got a lot of returning players that are young, players, and so they need every bit of practice and experience they can get.
Our second question here is from John Borton.
Hey, Coach. When you have a quarterback that is new to your system, what is the biggest thing, or a couple of things that you need to see out of them before you really are starting to feel comfortable with them?
It's I think really it's just for quarterbacks. I think just being comfortable who you are, playing to your skill set, and early on for quarterbacks, I think it's important that just command the offense. Don't try to command the team. Don't put too much on your plate. When you're on the field, obviously be the general on the field, but don't try to overdo it. And I think that's where our guys have really taken on understanding. And the quarterback position is always sensitive. It's the most critiqued, the most critical position of any position of all of sports. I'm not sure there's another position in any other sport that takes the criticism that position, can take. And so when you have young guys or guys that, don't have a ton of experience, there's a lot that comes in take, there's a lot of pressure that they put on themselves, even the outside world pressure that's put on them. And so the biggest thing is just making sure they're comfortable, making sure they're understanding, making sure they're taking, game or practice experiences and being able to relate those to game situations so they can put themselves in a position to be successful.
Hey, Coach, a lot of the players that we've talked to throughout the spring have said that there's kind of a different energy level at practices so far early in the spring. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some changes that the staff has made, or just anything that the staff has done to kind of increase that energy level that would kind of make the players say something like that?
Yeah, I think part of it is ownership of players, just kind of the energy that they're creating. If it takes the coaching staff to go out there and, make them excited about playing a game of football, then probably, we've got the wrong group of guys. And, I just think the ownership, that the players have taken, to try to create a change, putting their best foot forward, putting all their positive energy and positive momentum to be able to create an atmosphere that's competitive and fun in practice. And there's been little things. There's been little things along the line. Coaches giving them, music throughout practice. We've had some different drills named, some different competitive drills that have been pretty amped up. But it starts first and foremost with the players and their buy-in. And they've really, great teams are players led, and so, they've really taken ownership and, found some areas to being able to bring more energy, more juice, and consistently do that on a daily basis, not just the first day of practice, but does it look the same as the last day of practice? And I think that's a credit to our players.
With bringing Matt Weiss on this season as quarterbacks coach, what does he bring to the table for you guys?
Yeah, I think just being in the room, obviously being in the room as well with Coach Harbaugh, there's a number of different responsibilities, with the quarterback coach, and obviously with Coach being in there and kind of how he's done in the past. There's a lot of things that also pull at him being the head coach. And so being able to have someone in the room as well, to balance coaching the quarterback position. But Matt's background is obviously, he's a very, very smart coach. He's been around a lot of different systems. He's done some things analytically. He's, been around. Obviously, they were, really productive in the quarterback run game area at Baltimore. And so, there's some elements of, just experience alone, just being in there, just one of the things that, he's really done a really good job just coming through, just small things like working on quarterback mesh, quarterback fundamental running back mesh, something that a lot of people overlook. And that's been a major emphasis of Coach Weiss's since he's been on, is cleaning up the quarterback running back mesh. And so